Hi. I know this is like the second time I appeared on cam and everything, but basically, I want to talk about all the things that piss me off and just frustrate me. I want to have a rant, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a peer rant. Now, this happened to me the other day. I woke up sick at night, and I was starting to speak to my friend. Now, I've been friends with this person since middle school, so grade 7, so like 13 or so. But I haven't spoken to him in 6 years, not since grade 11. So I'm speaking to him, and his name's Mitch, and I don't know how religion came up, but he's like, "What religion are you?" And I'm like, "Well, I believe in the Abrahamic God." And then he's like, "Oh, and who's Abraham?" And I'm like, "You claim you've read the Bible, and you don't know who Abraham is." And he's like, "Oh, so Paul's God and Jesus is God." I'm like, "Yes, it's just easier to say Abraham, because then you're including the Jews and the Muslims into it." So he goes, "Oh, so you're like a Christian with no cause." Now, in my opinion, because I've studied Christianity in such a long time, that calling me as a Christian is kind of an insult to me. So I just had the same look that I have on my face now, horrified. And I'm like, "No, I'm not a Christian. The proper word is theist." And he's like, "Oh, everything's a metaphor in that book." I'm like, "Well, the Bible's been highly corrupted by being rewritten. No offense to any Christians out there, but it's the truth." But and then he says to me, "Take some shrooms, go on an acid trip, find your inner being. God is everywhere, God's inside us. Become a hippie." I'm like, no, I haven't done drugs in a year. I'm good, thank you. And then he's like, "No, no, don't do it for recreational purposes. Do it for philosophical purposes." So I'm like, "No, it just doesn't work that way." And he's like, "I'm looking for something that's logical. Islam is logical, so I may revert to Islam." He's like, "The universe isn't logical, nothing's perfect." I'm like, "No, no, no. You see, there has to be a creator because the world is too perfect." But, anyways, it's just, I'm 22 and he's 22, and I don't understand if this is the common thing for people to be talking about, because it just made me think that kids are stupid. Like, what kind of logic comes out of someone, "Go on an acid trip, find God, become a hippie? That is the way we should do it." No, it's just not going to work. Another thing I'm going to speak about is, you know, this is what I hate with a passion. Well, I hang around in a lot of Muslim rooms because I'm studying Islam. So I hang around on Stickum, and they're not too bad, and I hang around on Pile Talk, and they're really pushy. Then I said in the open room, "I don't like it when people ask me when I'm going to take my Shahada." Then someone laughs, "Ha ha, I know that. I've heard your reaction." Then 2 minutes later, I get a PM from someone saying, "Are you a Muslim?" Where I clearly stated, "No, I am not a Muslim." Before, so I answer him, "No, I'm not a Muslim." And he's like, "Oh, what's holding you back? Do you want to talk about your doubts?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I disclose them a bit, and we have a 10-minute conversation. And then after the conversation, he's like, "So are your doubts resolved?" I'm like, "No, I gotta think about it." And it still won't be resolved because life isn't that simple. And he's like, "Well, it's better to enter Islam with baggage than with no baggage, because if you're a kafir, you're basically screwed." Which isn't true. Just to tell you all, it's not true, because there is a hadith out there that says, "O son of Adam, come to me with an earthload of sins, and you shall, well, an earthload of sins, and as long as it's not associated with shirk, being polytheism or atheism to a degree, then you shall be forgiven with an earthload of forgiveness." The key word in this is "son of Adam," indicating all of humanity. So just to throw you out there. But I don't seek paradise, and I made that clear. And he said, "Well, you can't be a Muslim unless you seek paradise." I'm like, "Well, I guess I'm screwed then." But and then, after this conversation, he goes to me, "Now come back to Islam Answers Back and proclaim the Shahada." And I'm like, no. It's like, why? Also, too, that also pisses me off in a very large way is people will come into the room, like on Pal Talk, and they'll state that, "I am not Muslim, but I am interested in learning Islam." So, like, what are we gonna do? It's good to teach them Islam, but know what they do? What do they do? They ask, "What is your religion?" Then the poor bastard answers, "I'm Catholic," or Christian, or something flawed like that. And they're like, "But I'm just here to learn about Islam." But know what they do? They don't tell him about Islam. They first say, "Explain the Trinity to me." I'm like, "You idiots. He wants to learn about Islam. I swear, I've seen more Bible passages in an Islamic room than I have in a Christian room." It's kind of depressing. But it's just the guy wants to learn about Islam and you're attacking him on Christianity. That's not Dawah, sweeties. That is flippin' pushing someone away. I'm also going to talk about. I was in Pell Talk and someone said Canada is the worst country to live in because they voted against the ceasefire in flippin' Gaza. Okay, we have Stephen Harper right now. He's like a mini Bush. And I'm just going to say that he's a douchebag. A douchebag. And I shall always say that because he is a douchebag. He's a jerk. And I'm not going to say any other things because it qualifies as swearing. But I feel like writing him a letter saying, "Dear Mr. Stephen Harper, you are a douchebag, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, but it's true. I feel that you're taking away Canada's reputation as peacekeepers. If we vote against peace, like the ceasefire in Gaza, which obviously we want peace between that, then we are no longer peacekeepers. Thanks for ruining Canada's reputation and becoming the worst country ever." I don't even think the U.S. voted against the ceasefire in the UN. Thank you, Stephen Harper, for the Conservatives. You're doing such a great job. At least the Liberals kept the peace. At least Chrétien kept us out of the war in Iraq. But no, we're still in Afghanistan and we're still going to be there. The pointless war that we're here because we're the slave of America and America's the slave to Israel. But don't worry, Mr. Harper. Don't worry. The economy will go down, and when America goes down, we'll go down, and Britain will go down, and Israel will go down, and it's going to be a fun, fun ride. And I look forward to it. I do. But anyways, that's like my rant that I wanted to do because people piss me off. Oh, I'm just gonna touch in too with something that so I went Stickum, and there's a new revert that comes to the room. And his girlfriend that he has is a Christian, but she's taking religious studies and she wants to learn about Islam. Then a stuck up kid comes up, "All Muslims are terrorists." Okay, you are going to come across a large amount of people that are stupid in the world. Yes, people are stupid. You feel like saying to a lot of people, "Can you please go pick up a book and educate yourself?" I swear, I should record the conversations I have with my mother about Islam. She once said to me, "I think Muslim women meet up at the mosque or temple or whatever they have, and they decide what days to go out on in groups, and they scuttle together." I'm like, "No, they don't." Okay, so the point is that you're going to come across stupid people. It's best not to get upset or become angry. It's good to correct them, even if it takes 1,000 years, like it will with my mother. But anyways, I thought I'd just do this. Now, you can make opinions like I'm fat and ugly and a stupid bitch and, oh, sorry for swearing. But I don't really care because I know it's true. But, or not watch it all. Yes, that's a piano behind me. I use it as a wall. I have no walls in my room. So thank you for listening to my rant on a variety of things, and especially Pal Talk that pisses me off. And do not ask me when I'm going to take my Shahada. Please don't.